remain seated at all times. We're going to be going underneath a lot of low-hanging bridges. Do not try to reach over and touch them with your hands. Some of them have sharp edges. I wouldn't want anybody cutting their beautiful little fingers. Keep everything inside the boat railing. That means arms, legs, heads, children, or those brand new iPhones 27. Whatever number iPhones they are now these days, keep them inside the boat railing. If you guys drop those $2,000 cell phones inside the river, you guys are not gonna get them back. No smoking or vaping allowed on boat tour or river level. If they see you smoking or vaping, it's a $300 fine. Let's save the money for some margaritas instead. Life jackets, yes, I have some. Underneath these hatches over here. If you fall inside the water, do not panic. Just stand up and walk yourself out of the river. It's only 2 to 4 feet deep. Only one small area is a lot deeper than that. I'm going to put in that area as soon as we get there. Let's talk about the section right in front of us. This is called La Villita. La Villita in English means little village. This is the oldest neighborhood here in San Antonio. It was established in the year 1722. What happened was Spanish soldiers who were stationed at the Alamo, they settled this area, and that's how the neighborhood started. If you guys go behind the walls at the top of the stairs, they still have some of the original homes that were here 303 years ago. A couple of shops upstairs, a couple of restaurants, all kinds of stuff. Section down below, that's the Arnoldson River Theater. Established in the year 1941, capacity for 800 people. They got concerts over here, all kinds of different events. If you guys look to the right hand side, that's the stage. Are you guys familiar with the movie Miss Congeniality with Sandra Bullock? If you guys remember the movie, there was a part in the movie where Miss Sandra Bullock was doing a bikini competition. She was in this very same exact stage. Wow. I still remember like it was yesterday. I actually had never seen the movie before. I'm not making that up though. It did happen top of the stage. I don't know if there ever be a day where I wake up and be like, you know what, today seems like a great day to watch Miss Congeniality. The status in front of us of the bulls with the cowboy sitting on the back of the horse. It looks like a scene from the Wild Wild West. Building right behind it, that's the Briscoe Western Art Museum. Opened their doors back in the year 2013. This building has been here since the year 1930. Back in those years, it used to be the public library. Just a friendly reminder, everybody please remain seated. That bridge in front of us, it's very, very low. And I need to make sure to align this boat to go right in the center of this opening so nobody hits their head. So a couple of weeks ago, I had the national basketball team. They came in the boat through with me. Right before we were about to go underneath this bridge, I had to tell all those guys to lay down. Underneath these bridges where most people get free haircuts. Who wants one? Do you guys see the black table right in front of us? That's Father Massonet table. Gifted to us in the year 1991 by a local artist. That table is sitting on top of an island. Name of that island, Marriage Island. Over 300 couples get married in this island per year. If you guys were to look at this island from above, the roots of this cypress tree make this island look like it's in the shape of a heart. If you guys would have been here during Valentine's Day, there was a crazy long line of couples trying to get on top of this island, either to get married or to propose. I was at the end of the line. I told my girl, this line is too long. I was like, let's go sit at the bar instead. I didn't want to miss happy hour. But I don't know why she hasn't called me or texted me back ever since. She's been acting toxic. I'm confused. This section we are on right now, back in the years 1800s, it was known as Mills Crossing. I tell you why. There used to be a grinding mill right here on my right hand side. This part of the river used to be only 1 foot deep. So people with horses and carriages would to cross this part of the river so they could get to the grinding mill. Because of that reason, it was known as Mills Crossing. Wow, so amazing. We're gonna let this boat pass us by. I think they might be in a rush or something. Let me see who's the... Oh, it's that lady. You guys saw that lady driving the boat? She's a legend around here. She got Employee of the Year in 1943. That's a legend. How about this big beautiful building on my left hand side with the big beautiful flag all the way at the top of the building? That's that Tower Life building. It was built back in the year 1929 by the Smith Young Brothers. Cost them $3 million to build this tower. $3 million. Do you guys see those tiny little things sticking out of the top of the building? Those things are called gargoyles. When it rains, water comes out of their mouth. You guys see this beautiful boat right here on my right hand side with all that drink, all the food? They're gonna have all you can drink mimosas over here and wines and things like that. For 50 cents more, you guys couldn't have been on that boat. 50 cents more. But you guys didn't want to pay the extra 50 cents, so you guys ended up with Bob. Smithson Brothers were very, very superstitious. If you guys look at the lower portion of the building, just right above the tree line, you guys are gonna see some ugly looking faces. Those things are called grotesque. The reason why they put these ugly looking faces there is because supposedly they were off evil spirits and bad business. But they did not work. The same year, they completed this tower in 1929, that's when the stock market crashed. That was the beginning of the Great Depression. 3 years later, Smith Brothers had to sell this entire building for only $300,000. This entire building's been sitting empty for a very long time now. Sometime this year, they're gonna start building apartments inside there. If you guys are looking to move to the Riverwalk area, apartments will be available for rent. And if you guys leave your windows open, you guys are gonna get to hear me every single day. Building in front of us, that's the Benham County Courthouse. Oldest continuously operated courthouse in the state of Texas. It was built back in the year 1897. But if you guys give me a favor, everybody look over here, everybody look at this one. There's a different angle to look at the tower we were just talking about. Some people said it looks like a giant boat. I can kind of see that just a little bit. Some other people said it looks just like a Titanic. Some of those people that said it looks like a Titanic, some of them even say if they stay quiet long enough right about this area, they said they can even hear the horse of the Titanic. Now I know they have completely lost it. Only crazy people can hear that. You guys see the markings on these little walls over here? There's a floodgate that sits underneath of us right now. When we're having some heavy rains, it'll be 2 floodgates that will close. This is one of them. These 2 floodgates are the ones that keep this area that we've been on away from flooding. Section we just entered right now, this is the deepest part of the river. This is the flood channel, 24 feet deep. But don't you guys worry about it. I told you guys earlier, we had life jackets in this boat. What I did forgot to tell you, it's that I only have 2. And one of them is mine. Back in the year 1921, we had a really bad flood here at the Danton area. Water rise 10 feet above the bridge in front of us, killed over 50 people, and it cost millions of dollars in damages. Then along came an architect with the name of Robert Hoffman. He is the one who designed the flood channel and the floodgate system. Everything was finally completed in the year 1941 at a cost of only $430,000. If you guys look at the bridge behind me, on top of the bridge, you guys are going to see some shiny looking things. Those things are locks. They call the bridge the Love Lock Bridge. Oh, so beautiful. So what happens is couples get a lock. They put their initials on the back of the lock. They put the lock on top of the bridge, and then they toss the key down the river. Supposedly when they do that, it locks their love forever. But if you're not too sure about your situation, they also have combination locks. This is what I'm about to talk to you guys about right now. It's a little hard to see from the river. Don't expect to see much over from here. I'm still going to tell you where it's located, just in case you guys want to come check it out later on today. This is going to be the San Fernando Cathedral. This is the oldest cathedral in the state of Texas. It was established in the year 1731, almost 300 years old. The cathedral is still open to the public if you guys want to check it out. It's really beautiful inside there. The cathedral is going to be located all the way across this main plaza, looking back towards this direction. People in the front can see it right about now. That's the San Fernando Cathedral. Almost 300 years old, still open to the public, really beautiful inside there. Tree in front of us, that's a red cypress tree. That's the biggest and oldest tree right here, the San Antonio River Walk. Some people say it's about 400 years old and 100 feet tall. Back in the year 1835, there was a Mexican sniper who climbed all the way to the top of the tree. He is the one who shot and killed Benjamin Mine. You guys remember I told you we have two floodgates that keep this area away from flooding? This green structure in front of us, this is the second floodgate. Only two things that makes this floodgate different than the other one. One, it's this one comes up from the top to the bottom like a car garage door. And two, it's this one is over here. And the other one is over there. Does anybody has any questions? No? Good, thank you. Let's move along, everybody. Let's move along. Building in front of us to the left-hand side, right next to the bridge. Back in the year 1921, it used to be the CPS building. This is where San Antonioans used to come and pay their utility bills. I can tell none of you guys want to talk about utility bills right now. Well, guess what? Me neither. So instead, I'm going to talk about a cooler building. This tiny little building on my right-hand side, this is the Squire Tavern. Oldest bar here at the San Antonio Riverwalk. Opened their doors in the year 1933. In fact, they opened their doors as a fully stocked bar exactly 5 minutes right after Prohibition ended. 5 minutes before Prohibition ended, it used to be a barber shop. They said that back in the days, people would come here and get haircuts 7 days a week. I believe those stories, I do. They had the longest wooden bar top in the state of Texas, over 100 feet long. This is where you guys can find Bob every day afterward. Just kidding, just kidding. Building on my right hand side, that's the Aztec movie theater. Opened their doors in the year 1926. They no longer play movies in there because nobody wants to watch them. Type of movies that they used to play in there, they were in black and white silent movies. Nobody wants to watch those things. Bridge in front of us, that's the famous Selena Bridge. Oh, so beautiful. If you guys don't know who Selena was, she was a really famous Tejano singer from Corpus Christi back in the years 1900s. People often ask why do they call this the Selena Bridge. Supposedly her boyfriend proposed to her on top of this bridge. Ever since that happened, they call it the Selena Bridge. I don't know if you guys got to watch the movie Selena with Jennifer Lopez that reenacted that whole scene on top of the bridge. The difference between Selena and Jennifer Lopez is that Jennifer Lopez has been proposed everywhere else. Building on my left-hand side, back in the year 1853, it used to be St. Mary's School for Boys. Only boys were allowed to come to this school back in those years. Who came out with that idea? Then the school got too big. I had too many alumni, so I had to move the campus across town from here. Eventually, it became St. Mary College. Building I really want to talk to you guys about is the tall building behind this one. Do you guys see the corner of that tall building up there? Okay, now that you guys notice the tall building up there, I'm going to show you guys something really cool. I'm going to show you guys an optical illusion. That entire building up there, it's going to disappear. I know you guys are wondering how. Okay, get ready. Here it goes. That entire building is about to disappear because we're about to be going underneath this bridge in front of us. Everybody looking up like this, like, wow, let me see. Let me see. And look what did it say? It disappeared. Nobody knows where it went. Nobody. As soon as we come out this other side of this bridge, if you guys look to my left hand side and look as high as you can, it's gonna look like one freestanding wall. In 3 seconds. 3, 2, 2.5, and 1. Now, that building right there, ladies and gentlemen, that's the next hospital. This hospital was built back in the year 1930. In that year, this hospital was the first and only hospital in the entire nation to have air conditioning. A lot of famous people have been born there. Carol Burnett, she's an actress, singer, comedian. She was born there. Michelle Rodriguez from the Fast and the Furious, she was born there too. Carol Baskin from the TV show Tiger King, she was not born there. Hospital closed their doors in the year 2019. The building is empty for now. Building in front of us, Hyatt Regency Hotel, they built 1981. Before they built this hotel, they had to do shadow testing. Why would they do shadow testing, Bob? That's because they didn't want this building to cast a shadow over the Alamo. After all the shadow testing was done, they realized that only 16 stories is the highest they could go. That's where it sits at now, 16-story high hotel. On my right hand side above the street level, you guys gonna see Casino Club building. Only casino right here at the San Antonio Riverwalk. Opened their doors in the year 1927. Everybody got so happy as soon as they heard the word casino. Have you noticed some of you guys, as soon as you heard the word casino, you started like twitching because you just can't wait to go inside there and start gambling. And stop it. Stop it right now. I tell you why. It's just the name. It's not a real casino. There's no gambling inside this building. In fact, the upper level of this building is an apartment complex. If you guys want to move to these apartments, you guys need to put your name on a waiting list, and you're going to be waiting anywhere from 5 to 7 years. But this building used to be, back in the days, it was a social club for gentlemen to come hang out after work. People often ask, how much are apartments over here? Well, I heard a one-bedroom apartment goes for about $800 a month. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's still way out of my budget, but not too bad. I'm looking for something around $350, maybe $400 per month. Hey, hey, I'm a boat captain, okay? Some of you guys notice already there's a lot of dining options on this area, lots of them. For example, let's see, right here on my left hand side, this is a mix between Mexican and American food. Around here we call it Tex-Mex. Here on my right hand side we got Mexican food. Right over here, Chinese Mexican. On this other side, Italian Mexican. On that corner, that one is barbecue. Mexican. I see you guys already got that point by now. Welcome to San Antonio. Mexican food everywhere. There's like 25 Mexican restaurants in this little area right here all along. How do I know that? I timed them the other day. Tiny little building on my right hand side, this is the Clifford building. Back in the year 1941, architect of the Riverwalk, Mr. Robert Hoffman, decided to put his office on this tiny little building on the river level. Only reason why he did this because he wanted to show other business owners that this area was going to be safe from flooding. Guess what? It worked. Not too long after that, first restaurant opened their doors here at the San Antonio Riverwalk in the year 1946. It's going to be Casa Rio on my right hand side. Can any of you guys take a wild guess and tell me what kind of restaurant this is? Wow, you're good. Who would have guessed that? Yes, this is a Mexican restaurant. Remind me later on to give a sticker, okay? So far, we have gone around one big circle. Everyone will be none except for the Flood channel. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing? Good, good. Oh, you already know. That's Rick Ross. Rick Ross, yeah. You guys don't know who Rick Ross is? The boss. Rick Ross, the boss. I don't know what else to say. If you don't know, you don't know, okay? Anyways, we have gone around one big circle. Everyone will be known except for the flood channel. It is a natural river. It does have a natural river bed. Inside this river, there's a lot of fish, turtles, snakes, snails, crawfish, all kinds of animals inside this river. Water from this river comes about 4.5 miles away from here. It comes from the Edgewater Aquifer. The Edgewater Aquifer, it's a natural underground limestone lake. This lake is so huge. This lake is underneath of us. That's where the water from this river comes from. Then this river travels 240 miles south and ends up in the Gulf of Mexico. Real river, ladies and gentlemen. Do you see? If you guys would have brought your passports with you, we could have been on our way to Cancun right now. But you guys didn't. Now we're stuck over here doing circles all day. I checked the weather for Cancun right before we took off. It's 91 degrees over there right now. We could have been there in 2 hours. 2 hours. On my right hand side above the street level behind the trees, you guys are about to see the second tallest observation tower in the United States. Towers of the Americas opened their doors in the year 1968. On top of the tower, they have an observation deck, a bar, and a restaurant that spins around every hour. Now, they say only the restaurant spins around, but I was up there one time for a happy hour from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and the bar started spinning too. I was like, what? Even the restaurants were spinning. I was like, man, this place is cool. Alright guys, I have to get serious for this because I am about to talk to you guys about the most important statue of all. I'll explain to you guys what is the most important statue of all that we're right in front of us, that it is called the Stargazer. She was gifted to us 3 years ago by a Mexican artist named Pedro Reyes. She is made out of volcanic rock. Can you guys see what she's holding in her hand? A star. As we're getting closer to her, if you guys look at the center of the star, there's a tiny little hole in the center of the star. So she's looking inside the tiny little hole. She's looking through the tiny little hole. What she's trying to see, what she's trying to figure out, it's when the Dallas Cowboys are gonna make it to the Super Bowl. That's why she look all sad. She's like, man, I don't see nothing here. Let's get out of here. I can't believe you guys would say something mean like that. If you're Dallas Cowboys fans, don't you guys worry about it, guys. Next year, okay? Next year. And if it's not next year, it's gonna be the year after that one. Or the next one. Or who knows? On my right hand side above the street level, Towers of the Americas one more time. All the way back up there. Back in the year 1981, there was a local kid named Tommy Johnson. He was 16 years old. He is the one who set the record for being the person who climbed the staircases the fastest. From the bottom to the top, he did it in 5 minutes and 19 seconds. That 16-year-old kid is now 60 years old. And his record still stands. But don't you guys worry about those stairs. They also have elevators. They have elevators in there. I like those better anyways. Building on my left hand side, this is Henry V. Gonzalez Convention Center. It was built in the year 1968 for the Northern Hemisphere. Building coming up on my left hand side, it is Lila Cockrell Performing Art Theater. It was built in the year 1968 for the Northern Hemisphere. What I want to show you guys on this building right here is going to be the artwork all the way at the top of the building. That thing up there is a mosaic. It's 130 feet long and 22 feet high. The way they created this mosaic, they went all over through Mexico. They collected over 400,000 stones. Each stone is about 1 inch each. They brought them over here and they placed them by hand, one by one, until they completed the entire mosaic. Name of this mosaic is called the Confluence of Civilization. It represents two different civilizations coming together to create the child of the future. Do you guys see the little baby in the center, the Messiah? That was me when I was a little kid. That's what my grandma told me. We're gonna make a U-turn over there in front of us. This is where this section of the river ends. If you guys want to continue walking up this way, past the waterfalls, up the stairs, make a left, you guys ended up at the Tower of the Americas. We're just gonna make a U-turn over here. Have you guys seen the movie The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift? This is what we're doing right now. Only difference between us and the movies that we're doing this about 100 times slower, okay? This U-turn is gonna take so long. We can probably sing like 3 entire Britney Spears songs by the time we're done with this U-turn. Oops, I did it again. That's not bad enough for that song. Some of you guys have been wondering how come that this boat is so quiet? How come that you guys cannot hear the turbo diesel engine on this boat? Well, that's because I don't have one of those, okay? This thing is more like a Tesla. This thing is electric. I plug in this boat at night before I go home. I leave this boat charging all night long, just like yourself. These boats represent different things. This one has the bald eagle on the side of the panels. This one represents the military that we've been having here in San Antonio for almost 300 years. If you are, or if you have served in the military, I want to say thank you for your service. We appreciate what you do. If you're a first responder, then thank you too. Behind the trees in front of us, you guys will find River Center Mall, second largest mall here in San Antonio. Opened their doors in the year 1988. Over 1 million square foot of shopping. Inside the mall, you guys will find the Louis Vuitton store, the Gucci store, the Prada store, the Michael Kors. I see how the ladies look around with big smile on their faces right now. But you know what? I was just kidding. They don't have any of those stores inside there. Only store that I know they have inside there is the liquor store, okay? Now, if you guys are Lego fans, they do have Legoland. They have a Sea Life Aquarium. They've been having an IMAX movie theater that has been playing the same movie for many, many, many years. Name of the movie is The Alamo, The Price of Freedom. 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 It's the more informative version of what happened at the Battle of the Alamo. You guys see that guy over there? The one that's holding the baby with the six-pack. That's St. Anthony de Padua. It was gifted to us in the year 1968 by the country of Portugal. St. Anthony in Spanish is San Antonio. That's who they named this city after. That's who they renamed this river after. That's what I got over there. On my right hand side, above the street level behind the trees, you guys are going to see a beautiful tower that looks like a princess castle. That beautiful tower up there, it is the St. Joseph Church. It was built back in the year 1868. German immigrants who settled this area, they wanted a place where they can worship God on their own native language. That's why they built a church. Still open to the public if you guys want to check it out. It's beautiful inside there. Building in front of us to the left-hand side, that's the Hilton Palacio del Rio. It's a hotel that was built in the year 1968. What makes this hotel really cool is that they built this entire hotel in less than 7.5 months. They built the entire hotel in 7 months and 12 days to be exact. How did they do that? It's called modular construction. So what happened was they built each hotel room about 8 miles away from here, and before they loaded each room in the back of a flatbed truck to bring the rooms to this location, they had already fully furnished the rooms with the bed, the mattress, the blankets, the sheets, the pillows, the nightstand, the Babugosu nightstand, the toilet paper, everything was already inside those rooms. By the time the rooms arrived to this location, only thing they had to do, lift up the rooms with the crane, and placing one on top of each other. Sold 7 months and 12 days. On my right hand side above the street level, you guys gonna see a red structure. That's that torch of friendship. It was gifted to us in the year 2002 by the Mexican government. Represents the friendship between the United States and Mexico. We're gonna make a stop over there before we make a left. Only reason why we're making a stop is because I gotta make sure there's no other boats coming to crash with us. I'm not trying to cast a scene like the one from that Titanic. And then she said, Jack, I will never let go. And you know what she did? No, she didn't let go. She pushed him. She pushed him.